we are just about to start the Seven Devils loop. Very excited to get going, so I'm gonna get on the trail. All right, we just started the trail. It's gonna be 35 miles over 6 days and probably gonna be pretty smoky, judging from the way it is now. It is so great to be out here. I love stopping to listen to the birds, which there's so many around this area. Trail has been good. This is a really interesting area I stopped. It's an old burn area from a fire that occurred here about 25 years ago in 1994. And it's interesting to look at the difference between the areas burned and what's come back in the last 25 years. So we're coming out of a 100-year-old forest behind me and now coming into a 25-year-old forest. Oh man, we just came around the corner of the ridge and got a great view of another one of the Seven Devils called the Goblin. A little obscured in the smoke right here, but we're about to hike straight up that ravine between the Goblin and the Tower of Babel and make camp for the night. All right, we made it. It's been just about a 2-mile hike, not that far, and now we're at the intersection with the trail going up to the Canon Lakes, which is where we're camping tonight. Whew, I just splashed some water on my face from this creek that's coming out of Lower Canon Lake right now. Oh, it feels so good, ice cold. Got a rock cairn up here. Rock cairns are used to mark the trail, and that this is marking the rather difficult to find trail to Upper Canon Lake. So we'll see how this trip goes. Oh boy, I've been hiking up this really steep ravine. I'm going really slow. It's challenging. Daisy has been running up and back. You see her up there. And already we got this great distance up from the lake. Be a better view if there wasn't smoke. Hopefully that'll clear out. Onward and upward. Ooh, I made it. We made it. We've got she-devil right over there. The Goblin is in that tree. And then over here we have, over here is Double Stone. All right, Daisy, speak. Oh, cool. As soon as I got here, I took a power nap because, oh boy, that was quite a push, but well worth it. Oh, beautiful view, heavy smoke, but right in the center of all of the Seven Devils right now, which is so cool. All right, time to set up camp. Woo. Woo. Yeah. Oh. 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 Yeah, that's cool. Found a mushroom here. I thought this was bird poop, but it is not. It is quartz. And this is a geode in there. If you can't really see that well in there, but we're just doing a little exploring here, and this is the end of the lake where it goes down ravine where we came from, and it just looks like the end of the world over there. It's so cool. So far I have seen fish up here. It looks like rainbow trout. They're absolutely gorgeous. I've heard 4 different kinds of birds. I'm sure I'll hear some more. Obviously lots of squirrels. And there was some rocks moving up on the ridge over there. I heard some rock shuffling, so I'm wondering if there might be some sheep. Oh boy, the temperature right now is just perfect. It feels great. Just amazed at how high we came and how much we climbed to get up here. It's quite an accomplishment to have made it this high. 1,500 feet. All right, it's time to go through the food that I brought on the backpacking trip. Best to do this on the first day while I've got it all. So starting over here, got Daisy's food. She has some special pedigree wet food that I brought, and some treats, rawhide treats for the trail and for camp. So that's her special food, and then she's also got some dry food back there. So that's her. And then this is breakfast stuff. I've got basically just doing oatmeal. So I have these oatmeal packets. That's what we're doing every morning for breakfast, and then some instant coffee. For lunches, I've got all of these. I've got nuts, like assorted nuts, dried apricots, dried papaya, oops, and then some assorted dried like raisins and cranberries and stuff like that. And then I forgot what these are, but they're spicy. They're like spicy dried something. I haven't tried these yet. Those should be really good. So lots of dried fruits for the trail. And then I also got some of this vegan jerky. And then there's also these bars. I got a ton of these bars. They found these Aloha bars, which look pretty good. And I already have one of these. These are so good. That's it. It's like just the pure 2 ingredients, apple and figs, and it's so good. And then the Lar bar, also just 4 ingredients in there. And then I did get a couple of these, 2 of these complete cookies. There's more than a few ingredients in this one. All right, so that's lunches. All right, and then dinners. This is what I'm having tonight. This Vigo red beans and rice. It's got like sauce in it and everything. So that'll cook up. It'll take about half an hour to cook that up. So I got 2 of these. I also got this just chana masala. Very heavy to carry this. Maybe I should have this tonight. I have another one of these too. And then some rice to go with that. And then I got just 2 of these spring onion things. I might have this for a lunch or something. Just a little extra. And then thanks to Mom for buying me this backpacker meal. This is coconut Cuban black beans and rice. This I'm saving for a special night. I don't know what night it'll be. So that is all the food that I brought. It's 10 pounds worth of food, so it's a lot. It's about a fifth of my whole pack weight, 50-pound pack weight with water if I have full water. So it's a lot of food. And it's kind of excessive, but you know, I'm being a little luxurious in this backpacking trip. So there's my food. Cooking up some of the Vigo. Just boiled some water and now it's on simmer. It'll take about a half an hour. Yum. It's gonna make a lot, so Daisy will probably be helping me eat it. It was a challenging day. The first couple of miles went really quick, but when we got to Canon Lakes here, I was struggling. I was stopping every like 5 minutes. I was stopping, and even like 1 minute towards the end there, it was very tough. I'm really glad I made it. I feel good. I took care of myself. I did a little first aid and stretching and some naps and all that, and food, of course, and all that seemed to help. So we'll see how I'm feeling in the morning. It's 5:50 a.m. and we've got our prayers answered. The smoke is gone and it's a beautiful morning. Oh wow, it's such a beautiful morning. I'm so glad it's cleared up because now I can show the mountains a lot more clear. So there's 4 of the 7 devils right bordering this lake right now. That one's the goblin. That one's the ogre. Ogre's bigger than the goblin. And then we move over here to the second largest peak in the whole 7 devils area, which is She-Devil. And behind it is He-Devil. You can't see He-Devil, it's directly behind and further, but we'll see it in another portion of the trail on the trip. So that's He-Devil. And then finally, way on the other side over here, we have the Tower of Babel. Oh my gosh, it's absolutely gorgeous here. Oh, I wish I could just spend the whole 6 days here at this lake. I know Daisy could too. She loves swimming in the water. All right, we're on the trail. It's about 7:40, a lot earlier than I was expecting to get on. But I'm excited to get to the next site. So first is this big descent. Gonna take our time with it. You can see where all the smoke went. North. Stay over there, smoke. Here's our intrepid dog. We got some deer watching us down there. Hello, deer. Love these rock cairns. We made it down in just about an hour. It took about half the time I was expecting, but we did go slow. We've got about 3 miles to hike before we get to the next trail split off to Dog Lake. Time for a little break. Just passed some hikers, well, a little while back, who came from Dog Lake, and they said that the trail up there is very challenging. So I'm expecting something like I saw yesterday, but I know it'll be worth it. Decided to switch to my Chacos to see how that feels. So far, so good. We are hiking through the southern portion of that fire area. Here, very little has regrown. Still lots of evidence of that fire 25 years ago. Ooh, we just rounded the point to the southern portion of the trail, and there's welcomed by this amazing breeze. Oh, it feels so good, nice and cool. Also entering the old growth forest again, which I miss so much. And pretty soon we'll be stopping before we head up to Dog Lake. All right, we made it to the intersection with the trail to Dog Lake. Here's a view of my backpack. It's a bit messy today. Oh boy, this trail is kicking my ass. Oh, I didn't follow my own advice. I saw on the map that I was following the river. I didn't think that there could be more than one river up here. So I was down in this ravine there for a while until I realized I was in the wrong place. So I had to climb up this mountain here and been cross country and it for a little while, which is not fun. But I think I've got the trail back again over here. Should be at the lake soon. Yeah, we made it! Yeah. How did that rock get on top of the other rock? All right, we got the camp set up, and that's going to be the kitchen area. It is windy out there right now. All right, so I want to talk about the clothing that I backpack with. Starting with what I wear during the day, I've got my day shorts on, and Daisy's laying on my pants. They zip onto them. So that's what I hike in. And then I have some hiking underwear that I hike in right here. And I just wash these in the lake so they'll dry out and be ready for tomorrow. So I wash my underwears and my socks every night. This is my quick drying socks so that those are fresh and ready to go for the trail. And then I have trail clothes. So the button-up shirt that I've been in the videos with during the day, that's my hiking shirt. But this shirt is just my camp shirt. So I have one shirt for camp and one shirt for hiking. And then nighttime, I have a lot. I have these are long johns. So I've got pants and long sleeve top, which are nice and warm. And then if I'm really cold, I'll put on this red. It's really lightweight, kind of fleece. And then finally, I have a raincoat, which is good to protect, like a shell, basically, if I'm cold. One last thing, I have this little sack. And this is my pillow for at night. So whatever clothes I don't use that are clean, I put in my this pillow thing, and then I sleep on my clothes. So that's how my clothes work. Good girl, get that stick, bring it back. All right, we're out on a little nature hike and found this really great campsite not too far away. Someone had to have hauled this all the way up here. I can't even imagine. It's Dog Lake. It's Daisy's lake, huh? Yes, it's Dog Lake. Right, Daisy? Look at these little beauties I found. Some buds. All right, I am kind of jealous of this spot that I found a little further around the lake. It's really beautiful. There's no dirt, it's all in the shade, and it's got some great little pondering spots to sit by the lake and look out. This has been a tough trip to do without Cinder. I lost Cinder 2 weeks ago, and she has done this trip before. She went up, she's been on this loop, and so I'm glad that she got to do it. Ho! Oh my gosh, I just spotted sheep on the cliff right above there. Oh my gosh, here, let me see. It's right there is the sheep. I'm gonna try to get them in the binoculars here. It's not working with the camera, so I'm just watching them myself. He is just walking around on this cliff, and now he's on the edge. Like, you guys, there's a third one that popped its head up. It's a baby. It's a baby. Oh, it's so cute. There's two parents and a baby, I'm assuming, up and to the left of this grove right here. So they're right there. One of them is like a juvenile. It's really cute. Oh, I wish I could zoom up further. He likes to get in the tent a little early and enjoy prime pad time before I get in there. It's day 3 in the morning and the smoke has returned. Not quite as bad as the first day. A little cloudy too. It is dead quiet, except for this cutie. There's just no sounds. Just a few birds there. All right, it's day 3 and we are gonna be doing a big hike today. So what we're gonna do is hike down from the lake here down to the main trail, and we're gonna fill up with water there. And then we'll go 9 miles to the lake. The nice thing is that the next lake we're going at, Baldy Lake, is a pretty easy hike into it. It's a very well-established trail and it's not that steep. So after that long day of hiking, at least we can get to the lake pretty easily. All right. We're gonna finish getting ready for the morning and then get packed up and go. Okay, the loudest boom just went off and scared the shit out of me and Daisy. I've never heard anything like that before. And then just echoing everywhere, echoing even beyond these mountains here. It was, I don't even know what the heck that was. That was terrifying. Weird, scary. I'm ready to get out of the mountain now. Okay, we figured it out. It was thunder. It just started sprinkling for a second. So I just got rain gear out. I have a rain fly for the backpack, which I'll be putting on for our descent. Wow, let's get on the trail. This is what the pack looks like when it's ready for rain. And I got my rain jacket there. All right, we're on the trail. The sky is just booming around us. We've forged our own way here. Wow, look at that sky. Oh boy, okay, we made it back to the main trail. No rain. Skies seem to be clearing out. I wouldn't mind there to be some clouds today just because we're gonna be out in the exposed trails for so long. So we'll see. It's incredible. I'm gonna be carrying 4 liters of water. I don't know what that is in weight, but it's noticeable. So I'm filling up on water and then we'll hit the trail again. All right, we just finished hiking up this ridge. Made it to this point. And Daisy's been such a great trail dog. She'll walk out in front a little ways and then she'll stop and she'll look back at me and wait for me to get a little closer, and then she'll take off. She never leaves my sight. She never goes that far away. Oh wow, I don't remember this area being so desolate. I feel like this is a more recent fire, but I'm not sure. But here's a great view of where we're going. That's a mountain pass up there. So we'll be going, that'll be the highest point of the entire trail. All right, I found a nice little spot to take a break, get some water. Getting closer to our saddle. Not much further now. All right, we have arrived at the beginning of the ascent up this rocky pass. Some switchbacks up there. Here we go. Oh, and this is the section that I wanted the booties for. Oh man, it's also a place that I really come to appreciate trail makers, people that took the time to make this trail. Can you imagine trying to climb up this without a trail? Not fun. And look at how much effort went into making it. It's a lot of effort and it requires a lot of maintenance too. So I always appreciate those that make trails for us. All right, here we are on the ridge, and down there, 6,000 feet below, is the Snake River. All right, I did a little foot care up here. I only actually have about 2 or 3 legitimate blisters. There's a couple blisters. One blister is not popped, and so I was told to never pop a blister, so I just cover it up because it's a clean environment inside the blister, so keep it as long as possible. So anyways, now they're all tidied up and ready for the hike. Wow, look where we are. Oh my gosh, we are currently at the highest point of the entire trail, about 8,000 feet. Yeah, I came from the southern area here, and now we're gonna be hiking for a long time along the ridge there, along the west side of the mountain chain. And the canyon below is covered in smoke because there's a fire about 30 miles north of here on the Oregon side of the Hell's Canyon. So it's probably gonna be smoky the whole time, unfortunately. But some interesting fact about the Hell's Canyon, which is the Snake River Canyon, is it's the deepest gorge in America, and I believe it's in the whole world. They used to say it was in the whole world 30 years ago, but so it's 8,000 feet from the river all the way to the top of the mountain, 8,000 feet, and the Grand Canyon is 6,000 feet, so it's 2,000 feet deeper than the Grand Canyon. It's unbelievable, and you can almost get a feeling of presence, of space when you're here. You can barely see it, but there's a mountain range on the other side of the fog here that's up. It's about the same, up higher than this branch coming out from the thing. There's a mountain on the other side of that. It's unbelievable, this canyon. There'll be some good views along the way. All right, you ready to get going, Daisy? We're almost to the lake. I'm so excited. When we get up here, we're going to be going down a little bit further, then we'll meet the lake junction just 200 feet up to the lake. Oh, I can't wait to get there. Look at this view. Oh my gosh. Just gorgeous. Oh, man. Very, very steep terrain. Very happy to have this trail. We're on our way to Baldy Lake. We should be there within a half an hour. Yeah. Just can't really describe how amazing this is. That's She Devil Mountain right there. She Devil. So the mountain on my first night, one of the mountains that bordered the lake was He Devil, and this mountain was behind it. So completing the loop here. Oh boy, it's been a 10-mile hike today. Oh, and what a sight to come on. Lake Baldy. We made it, Daisy. We made it to the lake. Look at that beautiful view. Oh yeah. Yes, we have indeed found the most beautiful place on earth right now. Oh my gosh, I can't even capture it in frame. And check out this cute little site we're going to camp at right along the lake. It's perfect, just like Daisy. Yes. All right, it's dinner time now. Cuban coconut, black beans, and rice. Yeah, that's gonna be really good. This is the most beautiful sight that we've had. We're like just feet away from the water, a gorgeous view of the mountains. Oh, it's just gorgeous here. There were just two owls that flew over into the trees, and they came out. Ooh, it's hard to let go of this site. This is such a beautiful campsite on Lake Baldy with just this gorgeous view of the lake right in front of us. Had such an amazing time here. We just spent quite a bit of time just sitting in this little area in the tent, just enjoying the scenery, listening to all the wildlife, making food, and just relaxing. It was so nice. But now it's time to get on the trail and head over to He Devil Lake. Some different kind of vegetation down here. Got these beautiful ferns. We're hiking up to He Devil Lake, and I remember this area from two other times that I've hiked here, and it was forested before, so I think that this was a fire here that happened within the last 10 years. All right, we made it to Mirror Lake, which is just below He Devil. So we got another half mile or so to go uphill, and we'll be there. I'm just remembering this place from 2005 when I hiked this with some buddies, and there was a forest, and we camped right over there. And we did this whole loop in just 4 days. And so because we were pushing so hard, by the time we got up here, I was just dead to the world. I mean, I just basically fell down on the ground and slept for 2 hours before I could do anything. And so I've never been up to this next lake, He Devil. So I'm so excited that I'm taking the time for this trip to really see all of the cool places. And now, you know, I'm not feeling totally wiped out, and I'm ready to hike up a little further and see He Devil Lake. All right, made it to He Devil Lake, which I forgot about this cool fact, but it's got an island in the middle, which would be so cool to camp at, especially since I'm in a bit of a predicament here because of the fire. I can't find a place to camp. There's deadfall everywhere. I found a place right there that can do okay, but there's no shade. Daisy's happy because we picked our camp. I ended up just going to the other side of this ridge. The He Devil Lake's right there. I wanted to go over there, but there's too much deadfall. I just foresaw that being too crazy. And then I just saw this big field. All right, so we've got camp. Yeah. I'm really glad that they mowed the lawn before I got here. It's a nice length. I can't believe I'm just walking around barefoot on this grass, but the site that we found is just this nice little prairie with grass everywhere. All right, so I just want to note the mountains at the lake here. The one that's closest here is not named. But it's big and beautiful. And then next to it is He Devil. That little horn thing is a close part of it, and then it goes back into the left. And then just beyond He Devil, between the peak and that, is She Devil, which is another mountain. So those are the devils. All right, it's morning of day 5, and it's a chilly one. I'm making some coffee and some breakfast and thinking about getting back in the tent because it is a little chilly, but oh my gosh, all the smoke is gone. So we're gonna have some great views of the mountains this morning. I'm so excited about that. I want to do this here because I've been talking a lot about the Seven Devils Mountains, and I want to share this Native American story, Nez Pierce tribe story, about why these mountains are called the Seven Devils. Relayed by Nakia Williamson, the Cultural Resources Program Director of the Nez Pierce tribe. So this is what Nakia says. What the legend kind of refers to is a story or rendition of 7 beasts that were devouring Nez Pierce children years ago. Of course, there's beasts devouring children. The story goes, these 7 giants would head east out of the Blue Mountains. The Blue Mountains are where I camp when I go back and forth between Boise and Seattle all the time. Beautiful, beautiful mountains out there. So the 7 giants would head east out of the Blue Mountains to inflict their terror on the tribe. They'd come out this way. So the last leader of the Nez Pierce asked Coyote for help. Coyote was able to formulate a plan to trap these 7 monsters that were devouring our people at that time. So he dug 7 large holes and filled it with magma, liquid hot magma at that particular time. And he set up a trap that he called a challenge to the monsters. And when they came, they answered that challenge and were consumed as they fell into the 7 large pits. Coyote continued to cover them up with more lava and debris, petrifying them in place. Oh, it's a little windy too. Of course, these 7 beings, these 7 mountains, turn into what we now know as the Secamac, or the 7 Devils Mountains, and that's our Nez Perce words for those mountains. But Coyote wasn't finished with just trapping them. He then struck the ground to open a canyon at their feet to keep more giants from crossing over, which is why we have Hell's Canyon on the other side. So that's the story of the 7 Devils Mountains, 7 monsters devouring children, trapped in place, the largest being right behind me, He Devil, forever encased in magma. All right, so that's the story of the 7 Devils Mountains. Thanks for joining me for this amazing journey. Good girl, you did, Steve. Bring you back. All right, we are back on the trail. This way, Daisy. Over here. And we're gonna hike back down to the main trail. And then we're gonna be going to dry Diggins Lookout today, which is a really beautiful view of the Snake River Canyon. And I'm guessing it's gonna be an amazing view with these blue skies. Oh man, here is a gorgeous view of Mirror Lake. You can see Oregon finally on the other side of the canyon. Feels good to be hiking in the forest again. Doesn't it, Pupper Doodle? Yes. First glimpse of the lookout. Also the first glimpse of the fire. Okay, so I want to take a moment to demonstrate the single most, I think, effective and important skill in backpacking, which is how to hike up hills. So what I'm doing is called the sleeper step. And in my experience, this step has gotten me up the steepest inclines, tallest mountains with pretty minimal effort. So contrast what I'm doing now to this, which is what a lot of people do when they're hiking. They got their knees out and they're taking these big strides, just trying to get up the hill. That's an exponential amount of extra energy being used versus this, where you've got your knees in front of you and all you're really doing is pushing each knee back and using leverage to raise yourself a little bit. So, of course, the main ingredient here is speed, slowing down. It's very important to slow down when you're going up hills, when you're backpacking. And then aside from that, use the sleeper step. And there's two things to focus on when you're doing the sleeper step. The first is the foot that's going down. And just noticing the knee going in. You don't want to lock your leg. So you want to go just to that point, but noticing how much easier it is. It's just so easy. You're not using that much muscle to just bring a bent knee to a straight position. And the second thing to focus on, and also the reason it's called the sleeper step, is the other leg, the relaxing leg. You can just focus on each relaxed leg. Relax, 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 relax. And you just got this continual stream of attention around what's being relaxed, which also helps you get up these hills. So the key here is definitely slow down, focus on just what's right in front of you. Don't be looking down the trail, one step at a time, knees in, small steps. Focus on putting your knees back for the action. And that, my friends, is the sleeper step. All right, so we just made it to the junction with the dry Diggins Lookout trail. I have never been on this trail before. Every time I've hiked the Seven Devils in the past, it's been just for 3 or 4 days. And we've been so exhausted and pressed for time that when we came up this trail here, we would just keep going to this cutoff trail. It's a beautiful day. We're doing it. I'm doing it. I'm so excited. All right, we're almost to dry Diggins Lookout, and down in the valley here we have where we're going to be camping tonight. The Bernard Lakes. That's the upper one. We're going to camp in a lower one. All right, we reached the junction. We're about to hike up there. The nice thing is that that is an out and back, so I get to leave my backpack right there in this nice backpack leaving station. And now you're going to come with me, Daisy. But we got some snacks and some water, and then when we get back, we'll be headed back down this trail. Okay, here's a little tour of the lookout, dry Diggins Lookout. It is missing a roof. The roof blew off some time ago. I don't know, it's down there. And yeah, I can't imagine it's gonna last forever because it does seem to be falling apart, but let's see what's inside here. There's a Daisy dog. So cool. You can see this old stove. Wow, there's like an old knife or spatula or something there. And some old jars. Nice little chair. And there's another stove. Interesting. We got a refrigerator. And yeah, look how nice. I mean, there were windows all the way around. You can imagine just being up here, living here, just getting up in the morning, looking around, looking for fires. Sounds like a fun job. In this thing, I found some old paperwork. There's an old visitor's register with some people from 2007. And then I found this division assignment book. This is from 1989. A lot of stuff in here is from 1989. Heli base. What's it talking about? Helicopters come in, medical person come in, people come in and join in, doing trail cleanup. Really interesting. Pencil sharpener seems to be still working. This is what's underneath. A bench, old bed down there, not much, milk cartony thingy. This old, very old external frame backpack. Glad I don't have to use those. Some old tools. This reminds me of my grandpa's garage with all the tools outlined on the wall, so you know exactly where everything goes. Oh wow, this view is beautiful. But it's time to get going. This is going to be the highest point that we'll have had for the rest of the trip. First of the Bernard Lakes. Oh, it's a lily pad lake pond. It's so beautiful. Daisy was able to find some mud to jump in. All right, we made it to Lower Bernard Lake, and right off the trail, we found this idyllic little spot. Go swimming. Okay, I'm gonna show how my water filter works. This is gonna be a good demonstration because I just got what could probably be best described as pond water. It does have some floaties in there. So this is a gravity filter, so what I'm gonna do is hang this up in the tree here. Okay, so I've got the gravity filter hooked up. This is the filter itself. So it drains from the bag into here. And here in the bag, you see it's got a little low spot right here that collects a lot of the dirt. And then it siphons the water from the side. Comes down there and then into the clean water bag out here. So the best part about this system is I don't have to pump. I just sit around and it takes maybe 5 to 10 minutes, depending on how dirty the water is. Okay, I'm gonna run it backwards and then we'll see how much dirt came out of the filter. Not bad at all. To just cover the rest of the gear that I backpack with. So the smallest items are in these 3 little containers. The red one is electronics, and I've got a little camp light I rarely use, and a headlamp, which I haven't used at all. I have a laser pointer just for fun at night. And then the battery backup to keep filling my phone up, which is now dead, but luckily there's plenty of power to get me through the trip. So electronics, and then the blue one here is kind of miscellaneous. There's soap in here, there's sunblock, there's pencils and pens. The soap that I use is called Camp Suds. It has no chemicals in it. It's all natural. I think it's the only soap that I use for everything, including cleaning myself, cleaning the dishes, all of it. And then there's some also plant-based insect repellent. I haven't used that. I don't really mind the insects that much. So that's in the miscellaneous one. And this is personal items. So my toothbrush and medications, and I also keep my cloth that I wash my face with and stuff in there. And then my little prayer book and just little items like that. So that's all in there. And then in this black bag is miscellaneous gear. So I've got my trowel to dig holes for pooping in. I've got toilet paper. I've got an extra, I haven't even needed this, an extra propane. It's funny, I made these fire starters. I don't really do fires. I was thinking I might do a fire tonight. Maybe, we'll see. And then binoculars. So that's everything. That's all my gear. Like, that's everything I brought. I do not have a knife, a camp knife. I haven't really ever needed it. I have scissors in the med kit, and tweezers and things like that for medical purposes. I have tools for that, but I'm not hunting. I'm not cutting anything down. Oh, there actually is a saw in here. It's kind of like a chainsaw, only it's wrapped up really small, and I can use that to cut a tree or something. I've never used it. And then I call this the bag of bags. So whenever I make camp, when I take something out of a bag, like the tent, like the sleeping bag, all that, then the bag that they were containing go in here. So now I know where every bag that I need to pack up is going in here. So that's how I do it. basic rule is that everything has a place. Everything goes into its place, or it goes near its place. That's fine too. And that's how you don't lose anything. So that is how a backpack. That's the gear. Got a fire going. Well, it's the last day, time to go home. And as sad as it is to be done on this trip, I am happy to go home. About 6 miles ahead of us today. 2 big up and down, so we're gonna do it up and down to get over this ridge, and then there's a big ridge that divides the Seven Devils from this area. But all on trail, it should all be pretty tolerable. Yeah, it's been a really nice, it's been a really great trip. The thing that came out for me, the biggest outcome for this whole trip for me has been just a reminder of what I'm capable of and how much I can really do, what I can accomplish if I set my mind to it. You know, this backpacking trip, I didn't prepare physically for it at all, really. I'm pretty much a couch potato. I don't work out. I went on a hike the week before with Daisy just to make sure she was okay physically, and I was exhausted by it. My whole body was just aching for days afterwards. So I believe that, you know, we can push. Our bodies are capable of quite a bit, and if we push through that part that doesn't want to be uncomfortable, it's really amazing what we can do. And I hauled my ass into these beautiful places I'll never forget. And it was all just because I was able to push through a little bit and really work hard and apply myself, and balance that with times of relaxing and enjoying moments. So, okay, let's go. Final day, saying goodbye to the last campsite. Time to go home, time to go home. Oh, Jason and Daisy are coming home. We've had a good trip on the Seven Devils. We hiked for miles, Rockies, and we swam the lakes. We ate good food and we enjoyed the scenery. But now it's time to go home. Time to go home. Time to go home. Jason and Daisy are coming home. Time to go home. Time to go home. We've made it. Yes, Jason and Daisy. Ooh, 35 miles. Are coming home. 6 days. Hell yeah.